Hey guys, welcome to Eco Me and Eco You.
Proudly brought to you by the Eco Brush.
Hello everyone. Why I like the Eco Brush is because they think about the big picture, ensuring you keep your pearly whites nice and squeaky clean while still looking after the environment. That's why this season we're proud to have them as a sponsor of our podcast and Eco Me and Eco You.
Here's something I prepared earlier.
It's going so loud.
Too high?
That's all right.
It doesn't fit.
What about that one?
I have some books.
Oh, you do?
We're professional podcasters, by the way.
Yeah, really professional.
My little cardboard box.
Yeah. We're in a legit studio here. We're not on like a dining room table or anything.
Not at all. Not on the dining room table in my living space.
No.
Or with some cookbooks holding my mic up.
Yeah.
Or wearing sunglasses whilst inside.
Yeah. Krystal's too cool for the podcast now. This is where she tells me I'm sorry. It's not me. It's you.
Lol. No, it's too bright, and in my house it's too bright, and I've got to wear my sunglasses based on the direction I'm facing. Nick makes me move where I get better audio.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll give it a go. We'll see when I listen back and go, oh, actually, was worse. Oh, well. Hi, guys.
Kia ora. Welcome
Kia ora.
back to
Eco Me and Eco You. Why did you get me to say it?
I don't know, because I feel like we need to share.
Share responsibilities of
Share
introduction.
responsibilities of introduction, yeah.
Yeah. So we're back again. Welcome.
Yeah.
What's happened since we both went on holiday. That was nice.
Nick injured herself dancing.
Yeah, I did injure myself dancing. May have done something to the meniscus in my knee, which is super fun.
Wait, what dance move were you doing again?
I'm not sure if this is just the dance move and I call it this and it's actually called something else, but you hold on to your partner's hands either side and then you both spin.
Oh, you turn around like backwards.
Yeah.
And
so during that move, which was literally 5 minutes into the dancing, it was literally I think the first or second song, with my sister, because her husband-to-be had just let her go, so I'm like, I'm going to sneak in there for a little dance, having a little dance to the washing machine, and then as we were doing that, I felt something pop out and then in again, and then that was me done dancing for the night and / the rest of the holiday. I was hobbling along.
Yeah.
So that was fun. It made me relax. Well, it made me relax more in the fact like I was just like basically resting, elevating and icing it. So I read books. I figured out what my D&D character is going to be this weekend. So
okay.
Yeah.
Simon's playing D&D tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. I don't think I'd get into it, but if that's what makes you guys happy, then go cray.
Yeah. I don't know. You might watch it tonight and go, oh, I could go into a bit of that. No.
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, how was your holiday?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Again, it was nice because we were there for 10 days, which is quite a long time.
Yeah, that was quite a long
in
time.
A very small island. So we were kind of forced to actually like properly relax, where it's quite different to the style of travel that Simon and I would normally do, which is a bit more adventurous, a bit more packed full of activities, where this was, I'm just gonna sit under the tree and read a book today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, because usually even we might relax like maybe half the day, but then like the rest of it will be out and about, like walking places or doing something. So yeah, it was even though we were a lot shorter, but because of my injury, we kind of just like laxed on our lounges outside our place and just read book, which was good.
Yeah, I think it's good to take some me time, like proper me time.
Yeah, because I think I definitely needed the holiday.
Yeah,
because I was super busy and a bit stressed. And I was saying to everyone, I'm like, I cannot wait. But
now it's finished and we're back.
Now it's finished and we're back.
Yeah. Did you go to the brewery that I recommended?
Which one? The
Matutu?
No, so my other friend Sarah suggested that brewery and we were going to go, but it's because we like didn't really have a car or anything like that.
Yeah, it's too hard.
And because of like we would have caught the bus, but then probably with my leg, like I was not really walking at all. Like this is the first full day where I've actually been able to still kind of limp around, but move around more properly. Yeah. So it was just, I didn't really want to get on and off a bus again and aggravate it more.
So we went to it like the first day that we got there, and they were like, they had a tour going on, so we couldn't really look inside, but I mean you can see inside anyway because it's basically just a shed with a big open door. And we tried some beers, and we decided to buy a 1.5 litre plastic bottle. Like, it wasn't my decision, and I was like, I don't really want to buy a 1.5 litre plastic bottle. I don't want the plastic bottle, but I just let people do their thing. So we brought a bottle. And then, no, we weren't going to buy a bottle. And then but the guy that we were with brought 2 bottles, and they came out in like an LMP bottle and like a water bottle. I'm like, is this what they come in? They're like, yeah, we reuse them. I'm like, okay, I'll have one then, please.
Yeah.
So what they do, and then I looked over and I saw all these green bottles, and he's like, oh yes, so we actually collect the Heineken bottles from around the island, like people drop them off.
Yeah.
And all the 1.5 litres and 3 litre plastic bottles that we clean them and then we fill them up. And the Heineken bottles work perfectly because their label covers the Heineken, which is etched into the glass. So there's no recycling facilities on the island.
Yeah.
Even though they have the separation bins, it just all goes into landfill.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how it's like, he was like, it's just getting so big, like compared to what it used to be, like not that long ago, like it's just massive now. So they've decided to reuse bottles to help the environment, but also it saves them a load of money.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, because that was one thing I was wondering about, like on our last day, because we ordered a beer outside the airport. There was like a bar not far from it, and the beers came out in like a compostable cup, and like I didn't know that, or else I wouldn't have ordered it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, because we were sitting down, I assumed it was coming in a glass, and it was like a compostable thing, but it was like facility, like
commercially compostable.
Yeah. And I'm like, I actually wonder if they have those.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
So
there's such a massive market for this, and especially I think on small islands like that, like it would be awesome if you could. I think I was talking to one of the guys from We Compost about how they wanted to make it more accessible to people, and you have like, maybe this is just me making this up, but you have like a container, like a shipping container, and you just have this like commercial compost sort of set up in this container. People come and you compost it, and you pop compost out and you put it back into the land. You just have this like little setup running. I think actually I just made that all up because I'm got the whole precious plastics thing in my head as well. So that would be something that was really good for the island. Just have a container. If you haven't heard of precious plastics, it's how they turn plastic waste into valuable products. So I'll leave a link in the links below, so check them out. That would be perfect setup to do something like that. Just take someone with the money and the funding to do it, and tourists would totally buy those sort of knick-knacky things that you can get out of recycled plastic. Easy. How cool is that? Or like give the population, like if you made plates or cups and stuff, and like things that people that they need.
Yeah, I know. So so also when you're on the island, so I didn't really notice any trash at all where I was, apart from when we walked one day. I think it must have been washed in from so it was like a bottle of it was empty, but it was like the car oil bottle.
Oh really?
And then a Maggi noodle thing, but it had come in from like the stream, like at high tide, I think. So we like picked it up and put it in the rubbish, but that was all we saw.
So there was actually very little rubbish. It was quite clean. What I noticed, we were further around the other side of the island on the west coast. So I have to do my never eat soggy Westbix thing. On the west coast, and there was actually quite a lot of broken glass I found, And the owner of the place that we're staying in says that it actually washes downstream from the tip, the rubbish dump.
Oh.
And the glass like washes up and breaks and things. But that doesn't make any sense to me because I don't see anything else. It's just glass. But it wasn't, it was quite newly broken glass.
Oh. Interesting.
Unless people clean it up. But they leave the glass behind because the glass will eventually turn back into sand, right?
Yeah. Interesting.
But it was interesting. I didn't see a lot of rubbish. But a couple of people went for big walks and they picked up. They're so cool. I had 2 different people went for big walks and picked up rubbish on their way. And I was like,
nice.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Yeah.
But then I saw some of it in the recycling bin and it was full of sand. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Not that they recycle there anyway.
No, it's not that it matters.
But you bad recycling.
Yeah. But no, it was good. I enjoyed it. So what we're talking about today is how to be sustainable at work.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
It's kind of a question that actually quite a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I've had a few people been like, oh, like, do you have any tips on like being sustainable or eco-friendly in the workplace? It's kind of a hard one. Like, unless everyone is behind it,
yeah,
it's a difficult one to kind of tackle.
Yeah, I mean, it's, well, where I work, at the company I work at, they're pretty good at being into that stuff. So it has been easier for me to like make sure I'm doing the correct recycling, because they have like a compostable, like a paper, and then like an other recycling bin as well as a landfill bin. So it means that it's easy for you to, well, you'd think some people just still ignore it, to kind of separate that stuff out, which is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting.
So like, yeah, so for me in my workplace, it is just me, which is my home. So it's relatively eco. But for Nick, who works in a massive sort of workspace, like how many people in your office? Like hundreds, right?
Yeah, I think it might even be 1,000.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that massive.
Maybe a little bit under that, yeah.
There's
anyway,
a lot of people.
Space.
So like for Nick to actually work in a place that are quite conscious about that and have the system set up like that is quite cool.
Yeah. No.
So for me, like, it would be the basics. Like if I was someone who was like, okay, what do I need to do in the workplace? I'd be like, okay, well, first of all, whatever paper you go paperless as much as possible. And if you do need paper for printing and stuff, get anything that's FSC, or there's another one that's like PEFC or something. So they're like sustainable forests, and they can be traced back all the way to where it came out of the ground, basically.
Yeah.
And then I think there was a phase where we did like sugar, where we worked together. They did sugarcane paper.
Did they?
Yeah, our toilet paper is sugarcane and bamboo.
Oh, yeah.
So rather than being a tree, if you can find a sugarcane and bamboo paper, I reckon that would probably be your best option, paper-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think at work they use FSC.
Yeah, they
all
their stuff, all their products need to be FSC, right? If they're paper.
Yeah. But no. So should I just go through? Well, do you have any other things?
Well, I guess the next step then would be correct recycling. Yeah. And for me, the biggest thing would have to be having a compost bin. Yeah. Because you imagine how much waste you can divert. Because what is it? Something like 30% of our rubbish is food waste. That would be where I'd start first. Yeah. And getting everyone reusable coffee cups.
Yes. Yeah. Because I think that was definitely when I was making a little list of like stuff at the work, like having your own coffee cup was like one of those. So when I didn't have my stainless steel thermal coffee cup that I have now, I would just, if I was to get a coffee in the morning at the like cafe or something, I would just literally take my mug down and then they would make a coffee for me. Nice. But yeah, I definitely recommend getting your own coffee cup. And I like my thermal one because it means I can get a coffee and it lasts for ages.
Nurse it.
Yeah, I can nurse that coffee until lunchtime.
Coffee. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, well, because it's like my second cup. So usually the first one in the morning, I'll like down. I'm like,
I
yes,
feel
thank
ya.
you. And then my second one, usually I nurse it a bit more. So it depends on like if I have meetings or something, I might not take it with me, but it means when I come back, I can still drink it.
That's quite good.
Mm.
So that is the one thing that's interesting. I love my glass coffee cup, but I tend to drink it quite fast anyway. But it can get quite cold, especially if people don't heat the glass first. So normally what happens is people heat the glass first with like some steam, and then they make the coffee in it, so it stays a little bit warmer for longer. But otherwise it can get quite cold just in the glass.
Yeah, I think it's just, I suppose it's just you pick what
Preference.
Yeah, preference. So if you do like to nurse your coffee and you like it to be warm, then go for like a thermal stainless steel one. Or
and
drink
Cali
it
Woods have those now.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
And they give back. So each colour gives money to a different charity.
That's cool.
Which I love. I love that so much. It's what I want to do, but I'm just not in a position where I can do that yet, because I don't even get paid. So how can I pay someone else if I don't get paid?
But yeah, no.
Well, actually, I could pay somebody else before I pay me, but still, you get the picture.
Well, yeah, you need to be able to live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was definitely my first thing I did / changed was like making sure, was just like anything, like a coffee cup's always the first, it's always a first good step because it's something super easy to change and it's not really inconveniencing you like really at all. Once you get used to it, like it's not that hard. So the company, so everyone from staff member as like a thank you got like a cup.
It's pretty common these days, I think, for big offices to give people coffee cups with branding on it for Christmas. Or
so it means, and then the cafe as well, it won't give takeaway cups anymore. So it has mugs and stuff. So it means that people they've kind of been like forced to use their cup, but which is fine.
It makes so much sense though. And also this is the thing that really gets me, is like it saves people money. Yeah. If you have in cups or you make people bring their own cups, you will save quite a lot of money.
Yeah, quite a lot. So
and you still charge $5 for a coffee. Yeah. You get to make another $1. That's how many coffees would you make in a day? That's a lot of profit.
Yeah, that is a lot of profit.
Enough to be able to give your customers a discount if they bring their coffee cup. I reckon that should be how it is.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
And anyways. Yeah. Okay. And then what was next kind of on my list was like taking your own containers or like doing your own lunch. So what I normally do through the week is I try take my lunch to work every day apart from maybe one day a week when I go out and have lunch somewhere. So it's kind of like a treat myself day. So I always make sure that even if I'm having a sandwich or something, it's going in a container and or in a honey
beeswax
wrap, thank you, or like in like a container I have. And it's pretty easy. And then also if you think that you're going to be maybe having like on my lunch that I'm going to have out, I want to have sushi, so just bring your container in case you're going to a place that means you can't eat in or something, and then you can take your container. Lots of like most places now are pretty happy for you to do that.
They have to be, because it's what the customer wants. So
exactly. But yeah, usually when I do go out for lunch, it's usually I try to go to a place where I can sit down somewhere and kind of have a bit of a break. Usually it's on like a Friday. Sometimes it's on a Monday, because sometimes Monday's the day that I'm just like, I just need to go out and have a break outside of work. You right there?
Try not to cough. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. So I go and sit down for lunch if I'm going out for lunch, or I take my own container. I don't really need my own container most of the time, because usually I'm sitting down someplace that has their own stuff. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I went to it was a few, like in July, for Plastic Free July, I went to Tonkin and Taylor, which is an engineering firm, and for like I did like a little lunchtime pop-up shop for them to kind of talk to them about what zero waste, low waste living sort of looks like, and stuff that helps you do that. And one of the things that they had, like I totally snooped around because it was in their cafeteria, kitchen-y area. And you walk in and they have a lunchbox library.
Yeah.
So it's there for the staff to take and use to go get takeaways and not in the packaging.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which I think is really cool. So that's something that you can definitely invest in, is having a lunchbox library, or even like a coffee cup library where your staff can use it and return it after use.
Yeah, that's a good idea. How did that go, by the way?
Oh yeah, it went really well.
Yeah,
it was good.
I don't think you ever told me how it went. Just said
this feels like it was so long ago.
I know.
It was like a month ago almost. But yeah, it went really well. It was really good. Like, I sold quite a lot of stuff and obviously enjoyed talking to people about things, and everyone was really interested in the safety razors.
Oh yeah. Well, they're coming like a big thing now, right? I've noticed they've been trending a lot.
They're just so good.
So good. And like in terms of like costs, like so cheap. Like
so cheap. Well, what a blade costs, like a disposable razor blade, you get a pack of like 3 or 4 for like $30.
Yeah.
Blades, you get a 10 pack for $3.50 on from me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I think they're like similar pricing elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen like a 10 pack for over $5. Like yeah, it's ridiculous. And the blades last for ages as well. Yeah.
I think I've gone through 3 blades in the last year and a bit.
Yeah. We go through a little bit more, but that's because Matt and I are sharing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just still going well.
You could probably change it more regularly, but I'm like, yeah. Especially in winter time. I don't really shave anyway.
Yeah. No, and then what else do I have on my list?
Yeah, what's next?
Oh, so rubbish. So when I do have rubbish, if it is food or something like wet and not dry, do you know what I mean?
If I have something wet.
Yeah. Like if I've used, like I've spilt something, or I've used like a paper towel on something, I make sure I go put that stuff in the compost.
Yeah. Why don't you use like a reusable cloth?
Well, yes, I should do that. But I'm just saying for an example. Gosh.
As an example.
For any food scraps or anything like that, I make sure I go put it in the compost bin straight away. And then what's only in my own little personal bin is like it's either paper or like random bits of plastic or stuff like that that's not gonna stay. So then it means that I can just have it there, and then once it's full, because usually it takes me forever to fill the bin, then it means I can sort through it really easy, and I don't have to worry about getting messy when I'm sorting through it. I don't have to be grossed out because I know it's just like paper or like random bits of plastic. Yeah, that's what I do to kind of avoid, and then I'm not, because I know that kind of grosses people out, but it's like if there's
nothing, I mean, that's like my bin here. I can go like a month without emptying the rubbish bin, and it's just a bucket under the sink. I don't have a liner in it or anything.
No,
because there's nothing goes in there that is wet.
Yeah. No wet things.
So occasionally Simon will throw like an avocado pit or like a fruit stone. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why is this in here? And it's like, I haven't noticed it for like ages.
Well, yeah.
And it's gone all moldy and gross. I'm like, we have bokashi bins, Simon. We put things in the compost bin. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he tells me off for being naughty sometimes.
Glass house Simon.
Glass house Simon.
Yeah, so that's what I kind of do with any rubbish I have.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And then it means also it's quite good because you can gauge how much rubbish you've used in that period of time, which is quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I do. And then my last thing I have on here is I just have conversations with people about sustainability at work.
Do you know what, though? Having the conversation is got to be the biggest and most important thing to help people live more sustainably and eco-friendly. Yeah. Without having the conversation, people don't get it. No. They don't understand. They don't learn. Yeah. And then they see and understand what you're doing. And they're like, oh, actually, this is quite easy. I can do that. Like, it becomes ingrained in their mind seeing you doing it or talking about it. Like, when I first started doing this, I love my brother so much, and he's like, I'm not listening to this. I'm like, you should, I'm talking about you. And he was like, he was not into it, and he'd give me quite a lot of shit about it, and maybe he didn't get it.
Yeah.
But because I talked about it lots and he saw me doing it, he changed his way. So recently I just helped. When we were in Rarotonga, he's like, I'm going to go get coffee, Krystal. I'm like, that's okay. And he's like, it's going to be in a takeaway cup. I'm like, Jason, that's fine. Like, if that's what you want, you do that. Like, I'm not going to tell you off for doing it. Secretly telling him off behind him. But anyway, he was winding me up, and I knew he was winding me up. So I was just like, if that's what you want, Jason, you do it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we walked away, and I was like, oh, you didn't get a coffee? And he's like, no, because I didn't have my reusable cup with me. I was like, oh, you're so good.
Yeah.
And then he just asked me to find him a 1.5 litre stainless steel drink bottle.
Nice.
So he's totally into it now.
Yeah.
Him and his wife totally into it.
Nice. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's very much like having conversations with people and like not being super like not negative, but you know what I mean, right? You kind of want to encourage positive change. So it's like you kind of have to come from a positive place. So
yeah, you don't want to come at people and like tell them off and like being negative about it. It's kind of being positive and just helping them understand why. I think that's the biggest thing, is understanding why it's important to do it. Yeah.
Because when we had our plastic free morning tea and everyone like had baked things and homemade, and I'm like, oh guys, like I like this really does mean a lot to me, because it shows that you like actually made the effort. And I like did a little speech, and I'm like, oh,
you're so cute.
Yeah, I know. I was really impressed with everyone. It was so really cool. Good. But yeah, it's just like, because I feel like if you tell people off, like, yes, in some cases people do need to be like, oh, hey, I'm not sure if you know what you're doing here. But if you're telling people off all the time, it makes them not want to try it. It makes it not enjoyable. Yes,
It's supposed to be an enjoyable process. It's not supposed to be hard or unpleasant. If you're not enjoying being sustainable, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. Which is probably why, especially like with me personally, like it's been like a slow change. Yeah. Because I think like I want to make sure that I'm like, and still enjoying it. I'm not feeling, I don't know, that I'm not enjoying it anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah. And it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So I think especially in the workplace, if you're making changes and stuff, people definitely they don't necessarily acknowledge that you're doing it, but they definitely see it. And you having those conversations with people kind of encourages them, or doesn't, but it encourages, I find, most people to make little changes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's proven, like I've witnessed it over the last like 3 years. I've seen my actions impact so many people. Like, even a stranger, like I had someone chase me down the street once and be like, oh, where'd you get your cup from? Like, it's such a good idea. Like my reusable coffee cup. That guy now only uses a coffee cup. Yeah. Right? How many people have he then inspired? Like, it works. It happens. So just keep doing it.
Yeah, just keep going.
Keep doing it. Oh, so we're actually talking about how it doesn't happen overnight and how it's a process, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not perfect. And there's still things that I haven't changed.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not perfect. And I tell people that as well, because they're like, oh, you're like so
real.
good. And I'm like, no, I'm not perfect. Like I definitely do some things correctly and other things like I don't. Like I fully, and then I also admit that I don't do those things as well, which is part of
which is good.
Yeah.
And it keeps it real.
Yeah, exactly. And
there's no point lying about it.
No, because I don't want people to think that I'm this perfect person that does all this zero waste stuff and I don't have flaws. I'm like, because that's not what people's normal journeys are like. Like it's literally like one step at a time. Yeah. Maybe you're like, oh, like 1 week you just having a really bad week. Like I did 1 week and had multiple, like I had a migraine and it's just was just a shit week. So I wasn't as good that week. But then I'm like, well, I wasn't super great this week, but I mean next week.
But
I'll
other
be
weeks
better.
you might be great, and you're already living like way better than the majority of people on the earth are.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need to be able to do what is comfortable for you and what is accessible within your budget.
Exactly.
Because there's this thing where people seem to think that being eco-friendly is more expensive. I can vouch for you that is not the case, because we've lost a whole entire income and we still live pretty much like we're not struggling or anything like that.
No.
And that's because the way that we've changed our lifestyle means that we don't spend as much money on things. We've saved a lot of money. Like we don't eat meat. Not eating meat reduces the amount of money we spend hugely.
Yeah.
Like you spend less money. Like we don't buy things that we don't need. Like we're not consuming like clothes and shoes and all these bells and whistles, like things that we don't need, or we go op shopping instead. Stuff like that helps you save money.
Exactly.
But then if buying flour from the bulk food store is more expensive than buying flour in a 5 kilo bag at the supermarket, then you're going to buy the 5 kilo bag at the supermarket because that's what's affordable and fits you, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's
it's
fine.
Absolutely fine.
No. What else can we talk about? Is there anything else in the workplace? Not really too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a bit random and not really one that you can just start doing, but I was in a green building, like an office building, and I went into the bathroom and it said on the back of the door that this building is a Green Star rated, which means that this toilet flushes like way less water than a normal toilet, which is quite cool. You know, the toilet every time it flushes is like 9 liters of water.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
It's so much water.
It is a lot of water.
So it's like, if you're building a building for your workplace and put in toilet systems that use less water.
Yeah.
I want to do that here. I don't know if you can do that domestically. Surely you must. I want to get water restricting shower heads.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of water comes out of our showers.
Yeah. Luckily, I only have like 5-minute showers.
That's
I'm like in and out.
So good. I'm fast. Simon is not fast.
Yeah, no, neither is Matt.
Why do boys need that long in the shower?
I don't know. I think
I'm the one that shaves my legs, shaves my underarms, washes my hair, cleans my face.
Yeah. I think he's like, it's just a nice thinking place. Like, it's how he relaxes. I'm like, cool.
Yeah. Do it with less water.
Yeah.
Just stand in the shower with no water. Or dribble, just a drip coming out. Anyway, that's not related to being clean in the workplace. So some people shower at work. So
that's true also.
It kind of caters under that. Oh, and obviously the biggest one with being greener in the workplace is getting to work.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I didn't even mention that. So me and Matt, we share a car. So we just like, I drop him off first and then I go to work.
Yeah.
I would take the bus, but it's just, I think it would be like at least an hour for me to get to work, and it's only like a 10-minute drive. So it just doesn't make
That's
sense.
Normally the biggest thing to stop people from getting public transport, where it can be a 10-minute drive and it takes them an hour on the bus, which is unfortunate.
But what I do like about car sharing is that while he ends up starting early, so he has to open at 7, which means I get to work like just before 7:30, but it means that I also can't work super late because he finishes at a certain time and I can't leave him hanging at work. So it means that I'm actually, through this car sharing, it means that I'm actually working somewhat like good hours, like I'm having a good work-life balance. Or else I think I would end up working longer and later, which I do. I might do that occasionally now, but it's only like a half hour, so it's not like it's...
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
right.
really good. Yeah, I think if you can car share, I reckon that's amazing. If public transport or walking isn't an option, definitely try and carpool. Like that's... Like, so as you know, Simon and I don't own a car. I haven't owned a car for...
No, I knew that.
What? For like 12 years. Like, actually, it'll be longer than that because I've been with Simon for just over 12 years. So it's coming up 13 years I haven't owned a car.
Wow.
No, because I got rid of my car just before I started dating Simon, I think. Anyway, 12 years, Simon a bit longer. It's a long time to not own a vehicle, and we like get by and fine. But when we live centrally.
Yeah.
So we might pay more to live centrally, but that's like, we don't have a car, so it kind of counterbalances it. And for us, it's really important to be able to live no more than, Simon always had this thing about not living more than one stage out of town. And walking, like, so Simon walks to work from here, and before it took him 10 minutes, now it takes him half an hour.
Wow.
And it's going to work's fine because it's all downhill, but coming home, he walks home often as well, and it's uphill. And it's not a steep hill.
No,
I mean, it's not a steep hill. It's a steep hill.
Yeah.
It's not flat, not a steady light incline. It is quite steep. I walk with him to work.
Oh yeah, that's good. And then you walk back or catch the bus or something?
Sometimes, most of the time I catch the bus.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine,
just
though.
like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm so unfit.
Yeah.
It's just that if it was flat, I'd totally walk back.
Oh yeah, because I could walk any distance on flat. Like I can just burrow away. That's why I quite like walking. But when you involve a hill, I'm like, see that?
Have you walked up that hill?
Yeah.
You know the hill I'm talking about. That's a big hill.
Yeah, that's a huge hill.
If you're in Auckland, I'm talking from like the bottom of Queen Street all the way back to the top of Queen Street, like K Road end. She's steep.
Yeah.
Sometimes I take the stairs up through the park and through St. Kevin's Arcade. That's a lot of stairs, and
That
they're
is
quite
a lot of stairs.
Yeah. Anyway, it's hard work.
Yeah. So like, definitely thinking about how you get to work is a good idea. Like, if you can take like public transport or car share or bike or walk, like definitely do that. Like, I know some people, obviously it's a bit harder, especially if you have kids and stuff like that. It can be a lot harder to car share, and obviously you have kids, so you might need to drop them off or whatever like that. But you can just think of ways to do it, because I mean, with us, like, we only have one car, which means that's already halved like our maintenance, because if we had a second car, we'd be paying for all the maintenance and fuel and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how we ended up like getting, like, when we were looking at getting a new car, because our old car was costing so much. When we got back from Canada, we brought it, and then we figured out it was actually costing us a lot to maintain. That we did the maths, we're like, actually we could get a new car and we would probably end up saving money. So that's what we've done. And like the fuel economy and stuff like that is like ridiculous. So it's definitely worth looking at if you can.
And if you're in a financial position, maybe look at buying an electric car.
Yeah, that's true, because there's a lot of electric cars now on the market.
The maintenance on those are pretty low as well. Someone was telling me it cost them $5 to charge their car.
That's crazy. I'm kind of jelly. I think,
but
not
then
that it'll
buying
be
it's way like really expensive. It's like 20
really
grand or
expensive,
something.
Yeah, so it means that you need to be in a certain position financially to afford it. But hopefully, like 5-10 years down the track, becomes more accessible.
The other thing that you could look at doing, I guess, is especially if you're a small business, is looking at your power company and what your power company does. Yeah,
that's true.
So, like, I still haven't done it. Switched over to that power company that is 100% renewable. Like, we're pretty lucky in New Zealand, because it's like, 85% of New Zealand's energy is
hydro. Yeah,
is renewable. And that will soon be 100%, right? Because they're going to get the coal factory, the coal plant in Huntly is pretty much shut down now, right?
Yeah, they're doing something where they're trying to change it to a factory that's does renewable energy and not coal. I can't remember what their plans were for it.
I think that was going to be a waste to energy plant.
Oh yeah, maybe that was
some guys from overseas have designed it to be a waste to energy plant.
So they're stopping coal and stuff and going hydro. I think they should do more wind farms, but I mean, we talked about that the other day.
But then I was talking to somebody else about it before, about how they reckon we do more hydro dams. But I was like, but because when we talked about how wind farming is the best way to get energy.
Yeah.
I might be incorrect in that, but that's what I read somewhere.
Well, no, it's true, and it's also with we've kind of already had this conversation, but because of global warming and our drastic changes of like rain and drought and stuff, it means that relying on hydro for all of our power is probably not a good idea, because it means that
if there's a drought, then you don't get it. It needs to be a mixture.
Mm.
What it was about the wind was that New Zealand doesn't get much wind, apparently.
Oh,
That's what someone would told me. I don't know how. Anyway. And it's storing the energy as well, I think.
Yeah, which is what
batteries
we
are
talked
quite
about before.
bad.
Yeah, so I think they're sorting it out. They've got better batteries now, I think.
And if you're a really big business, you can get solar panels on your roof.
Yeah, definitely look at that, because it or even having your lights be censored to how light it is.
Yes, turn off your lights.
Yeah, because at our work we have sensors that if it dips between a certain darkness, they turn on, but then if it's bright,
that's
they
cool.
turn off. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's in the kind of centre bit where we have like lots of natural light that comes in, so it just kind of dictates about when the lights need to come on.
So good. Well, that's the other thing. Change your bulbs to LED bulbs.
Yeah, that's true. It saves a lot of power as well.
A lot of power and a lot of money. You don't really have to ever change them.
No.
It's just little things like that, right? Like just like stuff that you would probably do at home, you could still do in the workplace.
Yeah, definitely.
And having events like Plastic Free July, like do that in your workplace to try and get people on board and just kind of educate them on a few different things. Yeah,
because like having events like that, especially like Plastic Free July, it's a good way of introducing people into that thing and showing them it's not like super scary. Yeah. Well,
I'm trying to think what else. It's been so long since I've worked in the workplace.
Yeah. I'll probably will finish this and I'll be like, I've thought of all these things.
How far in are we?
About 42 minutes.
Okay, so we're quite good. The other thing is that if you're in a job where you have influence over like public spaces or, you know, like events and stuff, like try and think of ways that you can make those things more eco-friendly.
Yeah.
So like if you're in charge of organizing events and stuff, how about doing like compostable only packaging and actually having compostable bins available?
Yeah.
Have somebody standing on hand helping direct people into the right bins.
Yeah.
If you work for like town planning and you're building a park or something, think about the compost bins that you could do there. You know, things like that. Like, think about how you can have a positive impact on the planet in your role.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, well, like me and other people, we work for companies that are big and have some influence. So even, like, changes that you can influence within your own company or in that own role is, like, is good.
Like, if you're selling a product, like, reduce the packaging on it.
Yeah.
Change it to be cardboard only and no plastic and stuff like that.
All that stuff, yeah. There's like lots of little things you can do.
Yeah.
It just means also, like, if you're not in that position, maybe if you know someone at work, like, just talk to them about it. Because, you know, they might not necessarily know. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we hope that was very helpful.
Yeah, we hope so.
Leave a comment below.
Yeah, leave a comment below. Or if you have any, like, tips on what you do at the workplace that's different or could maybe better what I'm doing at workplace, let me know, because I am more than happy to give it a go. Yeah,
remember, we're still learning too. This is our journey as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, where can people find you, Krystal?
Cool. You can find me in the same place as usual. Doing a little eye winky there.
Yeah.
So you can find me over on Instagram at The Eco Society or on Facebook at The Eco Society. You can also check out my website, The Eco Society.
It's just .com, eh?
.com or .co.nz. They both get you to the same place, but it's .co.nz.
Okay.
But my email is .com. People were giving me different advice when I was setting that all up. Oh, yeah. So I have both.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Also, actually, sorry, just before you say where you can find you.
No, it's all good.
this is the first time I've kind of announced this, but it will come out after I've announced it on social media. I'm super, super excited to be a part of a girl boss pop-up store in Wellington called Smashed Avocados. I'll also link them in the show notes below for you to check them out. So it's a pop-up shop run by a whole lot of small businesses run by girls, obviously. A lot of people kind of cross over and like sort of what they do, but it's all about sort of supporting each other and pushing everyone up and like making them feel good rather than being like, women can't succeed and stuff. So it's a really cool startup, and Bridget, who's organised, it's really lovely, and I'm very honoured and proud to be a part of it. So go check them out, give them some love.
Yeah. Right. Well, where you can find me is you can find me on Instagram at _Nick_Nick. We also have a Facebook group, Ecomi and EcoU.
Yes, that's what we're called.
Yeah, that's what we're called. We also have an email address. It's ecouandecomi@gmail.com if you want to give us some feedback or just say how your life's going. I wouldn't mind.
We always say this and no one ever talks to us.
I know.
What are we doing wrong? Why don't you want to talk to us?
Yeah, tell us why.
Why don't you share things?
So yeah, just leave us a comment or give us some feedback, or if you want, rate us on iTunes, because it makes it easier for other people to find us.
Yeah. And give us some of like what you guys want us to talk about. We've got a few episodes that we haven't quite scheduled in yet. So if you've got any requests on topics or product reviews, let us know.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. See you next time.
See you. Bye.